So the Wales and Swiss match concluded not too long ago. I just want to kind of talk about it a little bit. Fairly boring first half, to tell you the truth. Both goalkeepers had one big stop to make, and sometimes for goalkeepers that's just important. Making a big stop, just kind of keep yourself in the game because not much was going on. One thing I will say is, as the half proceeded, Embolo was, getting his shirt tugged on in the Wales penalty area, and he decided to stay up on his feet and not dive or go down. And then kudos to him, because I think a lot of players this time would easily go down, and it's a penalty, and it's a great chance for your team to take a 1-0 lead into the half, and it is right before the half, so could have been a big turning point. But he got rewarded later on as the second half started. About 3 or 4 minutes in, Embolo scores a great headed goal from a corner kick, so it all kind of worked out at the end. Some good karma, I might say. And I think the goal that Embolo scored was off a corner kick where he forced the goalkeeper into another save. Ward, Wales' goalkeeper, so he made another really good stop. And yeah, they took a 1-0 lead. Later on, Wales scoring, I think, motivated them, and they looked a sharper team in the last 15 to 20 minutes of the match. The goal scorer was Moore, I believe, getting his first goal at the tournament. Obviously a big boost for Wales. And you kind of question is, why didn't Wales play like this from the start of the match? I expected a lot more from Gareth Bale and Aaron Ramsey. Maybe Aaron Ramsey a little bit less because he is coming off an injury, but Bale did play quite a bit of football towards the end of the season. And they're experienced players who were at the 2016 Euros, and so was Joe Allen, who was on this team, was in the starting 11 as well, and he was named to the tournament starting 11, if you will. But if they had played like this from the beginning of the match, they could have possibly even got a better result than just the 1 point that they picked up. I don't think that the Swiss were very clinical. I think Seferovic had 1 or 2 really good chances where he should have scored, but he didn't bury them. And I think, picking up 1 point from this, they'll look back at it and say it should have been all 3. And it really does feel like for Switzerland, it was 2 points dropped, and for Wales, it was just 1 point earned. So Swiss have to do a little bit better in their next match, capitalizing on their opportunities. And Shaqiri was taken out of the match fairly well by Wales. I'll say that defensively, they're pretty damn good, very organized. And I thought Daniel James actually played pretty well for Wales as well. And I say that to say this is basically, I expected a lot more from Gareth Bale and Aaron Ramsey, and I thought with them controlling most of the play or having most of the ball for Wales, guys like Daniel James wouldn't see too much of the ball. But he made a really good run in the first half from basically his own 16-yard box, where he beat out everyone down the pitch, and he was brought down in a free kick from Bale, which should have been headed on, and Wales could have got the lead early on in the match. But I mean, Wales, you're obviously going to take that 1 point, and I think if you're Switzerland, you look at this as really 2 points dropped, because they should have won this match. And in my opinion, Embolo, I thought was the player of the match. He was really a handful for Wales, and he's one of the players to watch going forward for the rest of the tournament, at least for the Swiss.